Hey everyone, welcome to The Alternates, a basketball show for the others where we like to showcase independent music and discuss all things basketball. We've got a great show lined up for you today. It is the end of the regular season, but we still got a stacked lineup here where we're going to be checking out the headliners. We are going to poke our heads into the Underground Network, which we haven't done in a little bit here. We will be playing Start Today with a bit of a twist. And then, of course, picking our duo jams for the week. We've got all that and more coming up right after this, which is Dreaming Drowning by Remains of the Day off their 2003 Hanging on Rebellion LP on Crimes Against Humanity Records. We will see you in just a moment. What is up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We, of course, are The Alternates. I am your host, Brian Cullen, and with me, again, is the kid's choice, the people's champ. Moms want to see her, and dads want to ground her, Natasha Dye.
Wow, thank you. Yes, hi, how's it going? I just get so overwhelmed every time you give those. I try to hold on to them, you know? The kid's choice is going on the business card for sure.
Yeah.
It's true. I am.
I mean, the people's champ, too, if we're being honest here.
That's true.
It was a playoff career titles. I chose it wisely. Before we jump into this first segment, just want to take a quick second, ask you all to subscribe to the show on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a like on the video, comment on it, leave us a rating and review if you're catching the podcast, and most importantly, share it. All of that goes a long way in helping other people just like you, all the alts that love basketball, find the show. It helps us, it helps them, it helps you. If you want to get a hold of us, you can email the show, thealternateshoop@gmail.com, and you can go ahead and follow us on TikTok at The Alternates NBA. Natasha, how the hell are you?
I'm good. How are you, Brian? Nobody ever asks you that, do they?
No.
How are you, Brian?
Yeah, it's what have you done for me lately is all I get here in the Alternate Studios.
Well, thanks for having me back.
You're welcome. I love that you asked and then didn't give me the chance to answer
Well,
it.
you were taking too long.
Yeah, and that's why nobody asks.
Okay, how are you, Brian?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. So, are you ready for the postseason? I can't believe it's here already.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I kind of hate when the regular season ends. Because, like, I feel like when you start, you're like, oh, it's just the beginning of the regular season. And then, like, it starts to matter more and more. And then, I don't know, I like the excitement of maybe I'm just disappointed with how the Clippers have done this year without their stars. But
I don't know if you can be disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed, but, like,
Wow.
I'm really competitive.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited to get into the postseason.
The beginning of the season is my absolute favorite time of year.
Really?
Oh, it's everybody has hope. You haven't seen your team shit the bed yet. Like everybody's on, like they have the same record. It is the best.
But you can't like argue that much because you don't have anything to like, you don't have stats really to back it up.
You can't?
Well, you can.
Let me introduce you to the internet one of these days.
Oh, no. I mean, yes, I can do it, but it's easier when I have the numbers to back it up, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I love the postseason. It's
Yeah.
fun. Like this is when the intensity turns up.
Yep. This is when TNT brings in the drama.
Drama is being beraten.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, if this week is any sign of what this postseason is going to be like, it's going to be messy.
So with that, let's jump into these headliners because we have got some juicy end of the season headlines here.
Let's do it.
We're going to start with one. I like this one because Clayton and I have talked about, maybe we should bring in some like fun NBA conspiracy theories into the show. And we just haven't really had the opportunity to do it yet. Mm-hmm. But goddamn if a door didn't just open for us. And it is with this headline where the NBA rescinds Luka Doncic's, which is a weird word.
Nailed it.
16th tech of the season, making him available for the Mavs season finale, their final game of the season. Mm-hmm. Now, for those listening, I apologize for the crinkling of the tinfoil hat that you're going to hear, because this one is so interesting to me. Magically gets rescinded.
Right. Well, okay. So the rule is in the regular season, your 16th tech, you get suspended one game.
Yes.
But then in the postseason, it gets wiped back to 0.
And you have 7 before suspension. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I guess the NBA really felt like their last game this week with the Mavs needed Luka for rate. I don't know.
Crinkle, because Luka got announced as the Western Conference Player of the Week Monday morning. What if he was already picked to be the Player of the Week? And they were like, well, we can't have Player of the Week be suspended for a game.
You know what? It's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. Also, though, like if you're getting 16 techs, that last one probably means as much as the other ones, like
I would say the 16th one might mean more because it does mean a suspension.
Right. But that shouldn't be the one that gets rescinded. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like maybe one 10 techs ago could have been rescinded, but
yeah, but
they needed him. They needed those ratings.
They had to get rid of that last one so that he was able to play.
But then he got injured.
And the goddamn basketball gods stepped in with fury and he strained his calf. As far as I know, there has been no update in terms of an MRI on his leg, what it means for his availability in the first round. But it does feel like a quintessential basketball gods move.
Yes.
Of like, oh, okay. Oh, you're going to play, are you?
You want those ratings.
Yeah.
And then they're like, snatch the ratings away.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're hopeful that he's going to be fine. But man, what a predicament.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
It's what you get, Adam Silver.
It is.
Okay, moving on, because we're gonna get to that man in just a little bit here.
Yeah.
So this next one, this next one is gonna be the next one. I feel like for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
I am tired of talking about this team.
I'm not.
Every time I think I'm out, they bring me back in.
Yes, they do. You can't get enough.
The Los Angeles Lakers have fired head coach Frank Vogel in one of the wildest ways I've ever seen. So it was announced by Woj Sunday on Twitter. And I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was basically the Lakers are going to fire Frank Vogel and they plan on letting him know about it Monday morning. Well, Woj, you have millions of followers. You are probably one of the biggest newsbreakers. Not even probably, you are the biggest newsbreaker in the National Basketball Association, and you put it out to all your followers. Frank Vogel got asked about it in a press conference, and he said, nobody's told me shit. Yeah, no, Woj told us that they were telling you shit on Monday.
Yeah.
And then obviously it officially happened Monday morning.
Yeah.
And then the exit interviews just made things interesting.
I need a full like play-by-play of like when somebody told Woj, when Woj was like, now's a good time to tweet this, but as the Lakers are about to do post-game interviews for their last game.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, this will be fine. There should be some kind of rule on that.
Okay. It looks like this is going to be a very conspiracy theory episode.
Okay.
Woj is a Boston guy.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Woj is a Boston guy.
So you thought he was just trying to ruffle some feathers?
Like Woj was like,
have a little fun.
Somebody told Woj, hey, we're going to fire Frank on Monday. And he was like, all right, fuck the Lakers. And just like tweeted it out like I'm from Boston, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is how we do. And so, yeah, I just, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, Frank Vogel, not perfect. Okay. It was a rough season for Frank Vogel. Look, it was a rough season from him.
But they handed him like a pile of sticks.
Yes. I also think that the Lakers should be firing their GM who put together this fucking dumpster fire of a roster.
Jeannie Buss doesn't want to do that.
I don't know what the next, and like now the rumors are coming out of, Doc Rivers, who, look, we talked about this on the show a few weeks ago because the rumors already started that Daryl Morey wants to fire Doc Rivers already so that he could hire D'Antoni as his head coach.
Yeah. I love all the like just wanting to fire and just like exchanging people that like are kind of dramatic. Because like Doc Rivers just went to Philadelphia after a very dramatic ending with the Clippers. Yeah. And now if he goes to the Lakers.
Doc Rivers kickstarted the Ben Simmons saga.
He is really a messy man. He lives for drama. But I would love to see him go to the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I don't know if Lakers fans would love to see that. And then the other name is like Nick Nurse, which like, sure, Nick Nurse is I mean, of the two, he's an actual free agent this offseason. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if that's what Nick Nurse wants to do. Like I feel like he has a great thing going with Toronto. He's got a really fun, promising young team. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he would get the freedom because he's very much a thinker outside the box. And I don't know if he would have that freedom in LA.
Plus, like, there's not much they can do with the roster. I know, like, the Lakers GM, Rob Pelinka, was like, oh, trust me, like, the roster is going to look way different next season.
Was it Indiana that's already saying, look, we're interested in Russ?
I thought that was made up by Laker fans, that they are going to get Brogdon. And
I mean, news sources are saying that there's rumors of, so who knows?
I mean, if the Indiana wants to do that, I guess go for it.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Well, also because
there's cheaper ways to tank Indiana.
But that's what's interesting too, is like they've already decided to let go of Vogel, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like from their exit interviews today that Russ and Vogel did not get along, and that was one of the big issues.
Yeah, for sure.
So you would think, though, if they were really thinking they could get rid of Russ, why immediately fire Frank Vogel?
I think Frank Vogel was on the way out no matter what.
I don't think that's fair.
I think anything short of a championship,
ago.
He was out.
But he won it 2 years ago, and then they took away all of his tools to win it again, and then they were like, why can't you do it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the pitch is to Nick Nurse. Like, look, we've got a bunch of music clubs here. You can rip that guitar all over the city of Los Angeles.
I mean, maybe he'll put that in the contract that he needs a record deal.
Come here, kid, you'll get discovered.
Yeah.
That's the Nick Nurse pitch.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I really remember when Jared Dudley wrote that little book? Like where? Oh,
you mean his manifesto from the bubble?
His pamphlet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like 30 pages, and he was like, it's a book.
Yeah.
I've written a book too then. I wish he was here. We need a Jared Dudley in the locker room to spill the tea on this season.
Woj is spilling the tea.
No, but I need like Frank Vogel to like tell all.
I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
Yeah.
It will happen at some point.
I hope so.
There's too much media around the Lakers for it not to happen.
Yeah.
All right, last headline here. Mm-hmm. Let me take a deep breath before I get into this one. So Commissioner Adam Silver, in a press conference before the Board of Governors meeting, voiced his concerns with the league stars not playing in a full complement of games.
Yeah, that is concerning.
I've got a lot of thoughts about this.
Take it.
Is the floor
please,
open? Okay.
Please.
Well, Adam, you fuck. Maybe it has to do with the scheduling of the season. Maybe 82 games is a lot to ask a professional athlete to go through.
Yeah.
Plus 16 minimum in a postseason, which is where most stars are looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got play-in games that you've added. You've made the season essentially longer.
Yes.
By adding a play-in tournament.
Especially in a season like this where it's like they didn't need it.
And you just came off of 2 short off seasons.
And he's like, mid-season tournament, throw it in.
Yeah, and he's saying this might be something. They're still in a mid-season tournament. It's like, dude, you can't get these guys to play 82 games in a regular season, but you want the stars to play in a meaningless tournament in the middle of the year? Fucking
for nothing.
Have fun with that, dude. I just don't see that happening. They barely, dude, we saw Jimmy Butler not playing an All-Star game recently.
Yes. And Chris Paul was in it, but his hand was broken.
Yeah, like, I just don't, like, what do you want here, dude? And then the other side of this is, like, you're concerned about the stars not playing a full complement of games?
Yeah.
All right, Adam, name 4 players that played for Oklahoma City Sunday night against the Clippers. Can you name 3 of them?
Roby. That's one.
Roby. All right. Well, I'm glad that you brought that name up. So OKC played 6 players in the last game against the Clippers. All right.
Oh, wow.
6. Yeah. That was their entire rotation.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw these names along with the minutes at you.
Okay.
And let's talk about what the real issue is here. And I'm going to butcher these because I have no idea who these guys are. So Giorgio Kalatskis, I think is how you say his name, played 48 minutes in a 48-minute basketball game.
I mean,
he played every single minute of that game.
His minutes are going up.
Jalen Horde played 45 minutes.
Okay.
Who was the one name you know?
Isaiah Roby.
Isaiah Roby played 18 minutes in this.
Okay.
Yeah, respectable. Yeah. But that's already half of the roster for the night.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Simpson, 45 minutes. I think this name is pronounced Vit Kreshki.
You made that up.
40 minutes. And then I don't know how this guy got on a professional sports team. It sounds like he was stuffed into lockers by sports teams growing up. Melvin Frazier.
I love
43 minutes.
Frazier. Like the show.
Yes, like the show Frasier. Great.
It'll be about him now.
We're worried about the stars playing, and this is a fight. This was a national basketball game.
Yeah.
Roster.
Yeah. I mean,
from OKC, who owns everybody's picks already.
Right.
Like what do you like? Josh Giddey couldn't play. You're worried that Josh Giddey is going to play you out of the lottery. Like, what are we doing here?
Has Josh had any they were just resting him?
They shut the entire team down.
But they're not doing anything in the postseason. So
what are you resting him for?
Yeah. Coachella.
Yeah. He really needs that sleep before Coachella.
Josh Giddey is on his way to Coachella.
Oh, 100%. But I just this is such a get out of here, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Except the fact that you had 2 shortened off seasons, plus the Olympics that stars played in, plus all these other these guys are going to get breaks. Yeah. All right. It's going to happen.
I know. And I mean, a lot of them are playing, before they're 100% anyway. Look at what Anthony Davis had to deal with all season. And I know that, people poke fun at that and act like it's their fault, but it's not. They're human. Their bodies, they're doing insane amounts of workouts all the time.
It's a contact sport. Yeah. It's a contact sport. Mm-hmm. You're going to need rest. Mm-hmm. There will be injuries.
Plus, I mean, just look at the times. The last 2 years have been crazy. Yeah. And I mean, we all kind of have a collective understanding of that. And there's a little bit more I don't know, I think universal leniency on taking time for yourself and all that. But that is not happening in the NBA at all.
Well, and you're worried about regular season games. Okay, cool. You play 82 and then get hurt in the playoffs. Then what happens to your product? Yeah. I mean, the big, look, this is not my opinion on it. That I'm just saying this was a big conversation after the last postseason was everybody's oh, the Suns got there because they played an injured team after injured team after injured team. Yeah. If you want to avoid the asterisk conversations, let these guys rest so the teams are healthy for the playoffs. And I'm not saying that is the case with Phoenix. Obviously, they're the best team in the league this year, right?
Of course.
They've proven a lot. But if you want to avoid these conversations, if you want your star talent is what's going to bring in people watching during the most watched time of your season, the postseason,
when it all start airing commercials for games.
Yeah, you have an 82 game season. Casual fans do not give a shit before the All-Star break. Right. Accept that. Yeah. And then do whatever it takes to make sure that your stars are ready for the playoffs.
Right. And then, I mean, if you look at this, he's Luka played, and then what if he's actually injured and he can't even play in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Then you've ruined your ratings for that, and you were going to get more anyway.
Exactly.
So I agree.
It's fucking absurd.
Adam.
Anyways, Adam, I'm done with you for today.
I love you, Adam.
Let's check out the Underground Network.
Okay, let's go underground.
When I put this in here, I'll be honest, I put it in last night when I was working on the outline.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now it might be a bit less underground. Maybe it's being talked about just a tad bit more.
It's poking
Although,
out.
I don't know. It might be mid-ground. This is the mid-ground network.
People dug it up.
So the 76ers.
Mm-hmm. Heard of them.
Heard of them.
Heard of them.
They are playing the Raptors in the first round. The reason why this is so interesting to me is the 76ers just played the Raptors in Toronto.
Yes, they did.
And Matisse Thybulle was not able to play the game due to his vaccination status.
Yikes.
You are required to be vaccinated to travel and play in Canada. And they lost that game, which was a game that could have potentially helped them avoid the Raptors.
Yeah.
In the first round. They are now facing them literally because of that lost game.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people going, dude, they've got Embiid. They've got Harden. Totally. But you need more than two guys.
Look at the conversation we just had. You can't rely on two guys.
Yeah. And Thybulle, I know it's funny because we're talking about Matisse Thybulle. Like, it's okay, Matisse Thybulle, he is, outside of Joel Embiid, their best defender. So he's third in the league in deflections per game at 3.9. He's got almost 4 deflections a game in the league. He's fourth in steals with almost 2 steals a game, and he's fourth in total deflections for the entire season.
That's huge.
He's got the third highest net rating of any player in Philadelphia playing meaningful minutes. So like there are guys who play like a little bit who obviously have these like huge net rating numbers, but like that's not a big enough sample size. He's fourth in usage on that team. He's just below Tobias Harris in usage.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some games where Tobias has really struggled. And so if in the postseason he's not doing it, Matisse Thybulle is their third option.
Yeah, and he is their hands down their best perimeter defender on that team. And they're going against a young, fast, athletic, long Raptors team. If there is a team you need Matisse Thybulle for, it's going to be the Raptors.
Yes. And I would say the Raptors' momentum is way stronger right now than
they're great right now. And look, you need him for OG Anunoby. You need him for even Fred VanVleet, like some of the smaller guys, because he's so quick and crafty.
Scotty Barnes.
You need him for Scotty Barnes. You need Pascal Siakam. Like, you need Matisse. It cannot all fall on Joel Embiid.
Right.
I mean, look, Furkan Korkmaz is not going to step into that role. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And yes, Philly has home court here. But if you don't go up 2-0 in that series, in those first 2 games, they're in trouble.
And I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do it. And if they don't, I mean, A, huge swing in momentum for the Raptors.
Yes.
And B, I just don't know if they can get it done.
This is like kind of a worst case scenario for Philly.
And now you have to consider the Doc Rivers versus Nick Nurse battle.
Oh, this is loser goes to LA. That's the battle.
The loser gets to take the Lakers.
Loser gets the Lakers job. Yeah.
Take Austin Reeves.
Oh, I love that. But yeah, I mean, look, 2-0 is absolutely crucial for them to get if they're going to be hopeful. And like, look, I know on the surface you look at it and go, like, yeah, of course Philly is going to dominate this, but like, I don't think it's that secure. Like,
Philly has had some real tough losses too.
Yes.
Like, they just don't know what to do. And the Raptors,
and one of them was in Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some money on the Raptors.
It might not be a crazy bet to make.
It might not.
Okay. I'm glad that we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's play Start Today.
Okay.
So Start Today, traditionally, this season, traditionally of the 24 episodes that we've had as a show,
the traditional Start Today, as everyone knows.
We have always said we're ignoring the play-in and Start Today. We're just going 1 through 8. Mm-hmm. Well, we're doing a play-in edition of Start Today where we ignore 1 through 6.
Okay, great.
And we are only playing 7 through 10 in each conference. We've got 4 teams.
The real contenders.
This is it.
Yep.
I mean, low key, there might be some real contenders sitting in here.
Yeah, there's a few.
So we're going to play a quick round, Start Today, and figure out who we think is going to get those 7th and 8th spots.
Okay.
What conference do you want?
Well, you always steal the East, so I want it this time.
Steal the East,
yeah. Well, you just assign me the West, so I want the East this time.
Okay. Beautiful, because I wanted the West in this one.
Okay.
I wanted to take you away from the Clippers and see how you do in the East.
Maybe you should be taken away from the Clippers.
Good one. So we're going to start in the East because that's where all the games start. Those are the first games on TNT.
And ladies first.
The 7-8 matchup. I don't, I don't assume like just traditional gender roles like that. Fine. So 7-8 matchup. We've got the Brooklyn Nets in 7 and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 8. Who is winning that game?
The Nets.
You got the Nets.
They're at home. They got Kyrie. They've been solid lately. Haven't they?
Their defense is pretty trash, but
yeah.
But I'm with you. I would pick the Nets. Yes, I think that is the correct.
I don't think the Cavs
here.
have anyone that can contain Kyrie and Durant.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, all right. So that moves the Cavs down.
Yes, it does.
To take on the winner of the 8-9 matchup.
Yeah,
and that's the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets. Who's winning that game?
If I could choose one to win, if I had the power to make one win, well, I don't know because I love the Hawks. I love the Hornets. I love them, and I want their announcers to call the play-by-play of every single game forever. But I'm taking the Hawks.
Okay. Yeah, they got a lot of momentum going into this.
And I think they're a dark horse contender even.
That is a spicy take.
Yes, it is.
That is a spicy meatball. Okay,
it's all about Trae Young's going to do it 1 year.
Okay. You heard it here first, everybody.
Heard it here first.
So that leaves us with the Cavaliers and the Hawks battling for 8th. Who's getting that 8th spot?
The Hawks.
The Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks.
You think it's pretty easy?
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs are great. Don't get me wrong, but I think
Jared Allen just got ruled out for the postseason as well.
Yeah, that's tough. And like when you look at what the Hawks did last postseason, I don't think they're gonna drop that.
Yeah, the Hawks have really turned it on as of late.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the Nets taking 7.
Yep.
The Hawks taking 8.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, now we're gonna go to West.
Let's go.
7-8 matchup is the Minnesota Timberwolves and the LA Clippers.
My LA Clippers.
Your LA Clippers.
Choose wisely.
I think I have to pick the Clippers in this one. Look, if this matchup was 6 weeks ago, I would have picked the Wolves. Honestly, I would have picked the Wolves to win this.
Have understood.
The Wolves were on a hot streak, but they have floundered a little bit. They've come back to earth, specifically in rim defense.
Yeah.
Points in the teams are scoring at will in the paint against the Wolves right now. And it's the Clippers. It's not really PG that's making me like, of course, PG is a huge factor in this. Yeah. Paul George is incredible, but it's the Clippers getting Norman Powell back, who is so good at getting into the teeth of the defense, going north-south. I think that he is the X factor here for the Clippers in this game, and he will win then that game. Clippers are taking 7th.
I believe you. You're correct.
So that means the Wolves are taking on the loser of the 8-9 matchup, which is the San Antonio Spurs and the New Orleans Pelicans. This one is tough.
Yes,
This one is very tough for me. I like the potential of both teams. Both teams also have a potential downside.
Yeah.
It's rough. I'm taking the Spurs, though. I think the Spurs win this game.
Because of
Pop. It's Pop.
You love
It's Pop and it's DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. But I mean, Valanciunas.
I mean, Pirtle.
I mean, we could just list players back and forth, but no, that's your pick. That's fine. I respect it.
I think what Pop has been able to get, and look, this was a team that was like not going to make the play-in to now having the 9 seed. It's not even the 10 seed.
Do they want it? Like,
I mean, look, the front office might not, but I think the players are competitive. I think Pop is competitive.
Yeah, I guess.
I think if the players and the coaches didn't want it, they wouldn't be sitting in the 9 seed right now.
Well, the Lakers didn't let them not get it. You know?
I mean, the Pelicans also didn't hold on to 9.
That's true. Yeah, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
So I got them, which means that we have a Spurs-Wolves battle for 8. Again, this one is tough for me.
Yeah.
Because of my belief in what the Spurs are able to do. But I'm picking the Wolves here.
Okay.
I just think, I guess, yeah, they're hungrier. They're getting another shot at it.
They're also a more like concise team. Like they have like more pieces, whereas the Spurs kind of have a lot of gaps.
That's fair. I don't think it's like this, like, I'm not setting it in stone though, because I do think there is a world in which the Spurs could absolutely win that game.
I'm pretty sure you just bet me that the Spurs were going to win the title. And if not, I win money.
Yeah, okay. All right. You're the one who's got the Hawks going all the way to the finals out of the play-in.
I mean, it's better than the Spurs.
Great. Great. Yeah, take that money to the bank. So while I am picking the Wolves, I do think the Spurs have a shot at winning that game.
Okay.
But I just think with Anthony Edwards, you know what the X factor is for me? With Pat Bev, I think the X factor here is going to be D'Angelo Russell, and what version of D'Angelo Russell the Wolves get in this game. Mm-hmm. Because I think option 3, borderline role player D'Angelo Russell, facilitating things, getting everybody running, hitting his shots when they're available, D'Angelo Russell, great. That is when they look the best. Mm-hmm. I think if you get ice in his veins, wants to take over the last 5 minutes of a fourth quarter, D'Angelo Russell, things can get pretty hairy in those situations.
Yeah.
And I have less confidence in their ability to do it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I was just wondering, like, if the coach you think would like let that happen or just pull him. I mean, I don't know if it's like all
you can pull D'Angelo Russell like that.
Yeah.
In a do or die game, you have to have your best players on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I also do think, though, that Pat Bev is not going to let them lose.
Yeah?
He wants to go to the playoffs again.
Oh, for sure he does. For sure. And look, he has completely turned the culture around there.
He will single-handedly block every shot.
And I need you to stop acting like I didn't pick the Wolves to win this game.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Because the Wolves are winning this game.
I'm so focused on how much you love the Spurs that you're right.
I've been conditioned for 20 years to respect the Spurs.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, okay.
And also, look, I will cape so hard for DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
He is an Underground Network superstar. I think if he was in a bigger... he's getting the DeMar DeRozan treatment right now, right? Like DeMar... It's not like DeMar came out of nowhere when he signed to Chicago. He was having a very similar season last year. He was doing the same things with San Antonio, but nobody gave a fuck because it was San Antonio. Then he gets to Chicago and everybody's like, it's an MVP candidate. I really do think that if DeJounte Murray was in a bigger market, people would be looking at him saying, they got an MVP caliber player running everything over there right now. On both sides of the ball.
We do have to credit rapper Kyle, though, who wrote a lyric, I'm like DeRozan, every time I shoot it, it goes in, before he went to Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So not everyone was sleeping on him.
Great job, Kyle. What a name. Kyle.
His name is Kyle.
Okay. I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
All right.
All caps, by the way.
Let's get into it, of course. Yeah. And I'm sure there's like a Monster logo somewhere in there. So let's get into Duo Jam.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to recap last week's Duo Jam that you were here for.
Yes.
And we changed it up a little bit. We picked from the MVP candidates and the Defensive Player of the Year candidates. Recap time. We played Duo Jam last week.
Yes, we
That
did.
is the recap. Now this week we are going... Okay, fine. I tried.
He tried. He can't. No, Brian. Say the results.
So...
Say what happened.
Stop the count.
Tell them what happened.
So you picked Jokic as your MVP candidate.
Yes, I did.
And he put up 146.6 fantasy points last week. And then you had Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yanni.
Yeah, Yanni.
Yanni is the actual proper Greek pronunciation of that name.
Yep.
Who put up 154.6 points.
Ugh, MVPs.
And Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's all of it.
Yanni is in both categories.
Yes,
It's a great pick. But is it enough to get you the win this week? So I picked Embiid as my MVP. Mm-hmm. Huge week for Embiid.
Yeah.
He put up 184.6 fantasy points. Are you scared?
I mean, it's more than both my guys.
Are you sweating?
But why don't you read the next number?
So Bam Adebayo, who I picked out of the Depoy candidacy.
Yep.
He got the real BC shaft this week.
You shouldn't be allowed to pick players to win.
I know. The curse is real. He got COVID, apparently, went in a health and safety protocol and did not play all the games this week. But in his games, he put up 85.4 points. Not enough for me to get the win.
No.
I am 3-9 on the season. Shut up. You shut your mouth.
3-9.
3-9 on the season.
I'm sorry, Brian. That's so sad.
It's all right. I have been a loser my whole life. So
No, you'll
let's
get 'em
take a
next
look
time.
at this week,
Yep.
which is the next time.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And we're going to do a play-in edition of Duo Jam. Now, here's the interesting thing to me, because we're only doing the play-in tournament.
yeah.
We're not going to do it last week where you're picking guys from different teams. So you got to pick guys from the same team.
Okay.
All right. The trick is you might not want to pick the best team because you want a team that's going to play 2 games in the play-in tournament.
That makes it harder. Okay.
So who is your Duo Jam this week? What team are you pulling from?
Okay. Well, if they're gonna play 2 games, obviously not the Clippers because they're so amazing they're gonna win. Not the Nets because they're gonna win. I'm gonna go Hawks.
Wow, you're going with title favorites.
Yes.
The Atlanta Hawks.
Yes, Natasha Dye title favorites.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going with Trae Young and Bogdan Bogdanovic. Bogdan squared.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Trae Young and Bogdan.
Ice Trae.
All right. I appreciate that.
Finals MVP.
I am going with another team that I think is going to play 2 games.
Yeah.
The Wolves.
Yeah.
I think I got to go with the Wolves here.
I mean, I like that because that means that the Clippers would win. So
I'm sure you do like that. Who do I pick, you ask? Well, let me tell you. I am going with future face of the NBA, Lou Dort. No, he is not on the Wolves, but he is the future logo. I'm going with Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have 2 big games here.
Imagine you not picking Anthony Edwards. It wouldn't happen.
Look, I like the Wolves, so I thought about not picking them because I like the Wolves.
No, that's such a you thing. No, that's too contrarian. You need to just lean into who you love.
Okay, fair enough.
And Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. I am so sorry, Anthony Edwards, for picking you for my Duo Jam team. And I'm pairing him with Karl Anthony Towns. Going Big Cat here.
Yeah, I mean, those are big numbers. Big number boys.
Big number boys.
Big number boys.
B&B.
Yep.
That's going to be the first piece of merch that the alternates make.
B&Bs. Love it.
Big number boys.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so we're going to see if I can get a meaningless win here.
You probably can't.
In the play-in tournament. No, I mean, let's be honest. Probably can't because the Wolves are going to beat the Clippers is what you're saying.
No, wait. No. No, wait. No, that's not what I said at all.
Okay, I thought I heard that. All right.
No.
Well, that is going to be the episode. Natasha, you've done a hell of a job of filling in for Clayton. You have done it more than anyone else.
I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you, Clayton, for going away.
It will not be your last time on the show, but I do just want to say thank you so much for coming into the studio.
Oh my God.
Filling in, let's be honest, Clayton, a very easily fillable chair, but you did a hell of a job of it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for letting me talk into a microphone and recording it.
Is there anything that you want to plug? Send the thousands, millions, billions, and Brazilians of alternates listeners to check out.
Come to Brazil. That's such a classic fan thing. Has anyone ever told you to come to Brazil yet?
No.
Okay, well maybe they will now.
Is that like what is that?
Oh, it's
is
like
that like a euphemism?
No, it's like
that was like a let's go
like
Brandon kind of thing.
It's like when celebrities first started popping off on like social media, all their comments would just say like "come to Brazil." So it's like you knew you made it when you had a come to Brazil.
Invited to Brazil.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter. And I have some like work stuff coming out.
And what is your Twitter handle?
Oh, Natasha Dye. Everybody knows. Just kidding. At Natasha Dye, but not like death, like tie dye.
At Natasha Dye. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Natasha, so
you.
much. Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate the support. Before we get out of here, I'm going to leave you with this song, which is Fall by 1905 off their 2003 Voice LP on Amore Lucha Records. And remember to be kind to each other, be kind to yourselves. We'll see you soon.